Update 2 on Typhoon Haiyan with current wind speeds of 120 miles per hour and a pressure of 944 millibars. Currently intensifying right now. Its current position is 7.1 degrees north, 141.2 degrees east, which puts it out to sea not too far from Micronesia. It's likely to pass through the Yap region over the next few days as a strong storm, intensifying, could even reach Category 5 intensity as it approaches the Philippines. The storm is expected to impact the Philippines, the central part in particular, the Visayas region, possibly as a Category 4 typhoon, and then continue through the Philippines into the South China Sea, where it will remain to be a strong typhoon as it passes through that region as well. So right now we have typhoon warnings in effect for Kayangal and Negulu, typhoon watches in effect for Koror, Yap, Fayas and Ulithi, and tropical storm warnings in effect for Koror and Yap right now. Those are both in Micronesia and in Palau. We have warnings in effect for both those regions. Obviously many small islands out there as well that could be battered by strong winds over the next few days from this typhoon, which currently has wind speeds of 120 miles per hour, likely to increase over the next few days, and higher gusts of course as well. These are the current wind probabilities. You can see in southern Vietnam we could see some tropical storm conditions very soon from the current storm over there, tropical storm 30W rather, and Yap of course, as well as Palau, could see some typhoon conditions over the next few days. Could be a possibility, particularly in Yap. So the current sea surface temperatures right now fairly warm, around 28 to 30 degrees Celsius. Certainly no problems for the storm as it moves towards the northwest until it enters the South China Sea, where temperatures drop off a little bit. So the current forecast models, the CMC first of all, takes the storm through the central Philippines and then into Vietnam, the central northern part of Vietnam I suppose you could say, and also has a new storm forming behind that, as well as a storm in the Indian Ocean and another one in the Arabian Sea as well. The GFS model I believe has something similar, a little bit more of a southerly track by the looks of things, towards the very southern Visayas region and then out towards the South China Sea, making landfall in central Vietnam. 30W also over there, developing into a tropical storm in the Bay of Bengal and making landfall possibly in Myanmar. So the latest satellite imagery on this storm, of course, you can see the storm moving towards the west right now and an eye developing, a fairly small one at that, as it moves towards the west. That island, that small landmass over there towards the left hand side of the screen is Palau, and just towards the northeast of that is Yap, that very small island over there, which is currently being hit by some weather associated with the storm. You can see the central core is very rounded, very intense as well by the looks of things towards the central part, especially towards the north of the core of the storm, which may not be good news for Yap as it moves towards the west-northwest over the next few days. You can see it's a fairly broad system. Its influence is already extending as far as Yap and Palau, and that's likely to continue to get worse over the next 2 days or so. So this is the current world tropics right now. Nothing else going on in the Eastern Pacific, though we do have an invest in the Bay of in the Arabian Sea actually. 90A currently located to the southwest of India. We currently have tropical storm 30W as well in the South China Sea approaching Vietnam, and of course Typhoon Haiyan. That's the only thing. Those are the only things going on in the world right now, and you can see both of these storms, the latter two, fairly clearly on this Pacific Ocean overview, which is only an hour or two old, I believe. Tropical storm 30W beginning to affect Vietnam, and of course Haiyan there, which we've already covered. So it's 27 tropical storms so far in 2013. That's the 29th busiest season on record, with 15 typhoons and 10 of those reaching Category 3 intensity or higher. That's 115 miles per hour sustained winds or higher. And it's in the company of 1984 just above and 1982 just below. More seasons up there: 1960, 1947, 68 and 85. The 5 above 2013 right now. You can track this storm at the website force13.com/stormtracking.html. That's the main page for all the storm tracking information, showing where all the storms are throughout the world, including invests, areas which could develop into tropical cyclones and post-tropical storms, cyclones that have already passed and become extratropical as they move towards the higher latitudes. You can also find us elsewhere on the web, Facebook and Twitter. To search Force 13 on either of those mediums, you should find us fairly easily enough. And as always, please do show your support by doing the usual means of engagement: liking, subscribing, commenting, favoriting, or following, or anything else that you can think of. Please do feel free. If you have any comments or questions about the current storm or anything else storm related, you can quite easily do so on the comments page of this video or by private message if you so wish, and I'll get back to you as best I can in a timely manner. The next video on this storm will probably arrive sometime tomorrow. That will probably be about 9 PM UTC, just like this evening. That will be on the 6th of November 2013 at 9 PM UTC.